everyone. So once again, I'm Emily. I'm a academic resource community coordinator, but I've been working with resource assistants for 3 years now. So I'll be representing the resource assistants position and the resource assistant student coordinators position. So to begin with, we work closely with Summer Bridge, which if you don't know, Summer Bridge is a program that's usually 10 weeks long. One job to begin with is resource assistance. Um, they are the first point of communication with Summer Bridge students. They assist and follow up with students with pre-Summer Bridge forms or deadlines. So usually Summer Bridge students get a packet with full deadlines. So what the resource assistant does is they help you guide you through every deadline that's coming up or is due soon. Additionally, they work closely with a hub leader. The hub leader, which I'm gonna talk about in a bit, is they help. The hub leader tells you like all the updates, and they basically work with the hub leader to follow up on students' concerns. They also assist with providing campus resources and information to students. And they meet with students over the phone, whether it's through Zoom or through the phone, to answer any questions or to make sure that the students submit the documents on time, and to ensure that the students are enrolled into fall courses. So the resource assistants help the students. They help them guide through all the enrolling, what classes should they take or not. So they help with the fall courses. Some qualifications for the resource assistants is that they must be available to work at the end of May until mid-August. This position is available to all students, so there's no specific requirement of who can apply. So all students can apply, and we are looking for organized, punctual, and flexible, because things always come up and you just have to like multitask. So another things are important for y'all to know is that the application will be through Handshake and Google Forms. So it's two things that you have to complete. The application timeline will open up on week 2 of spring quarter, and it will be due on week 5. So the tentative start will be around week 10 until mid-August. Sometimes the position extends a little bit more because there's like still like quite a few things you have to do. So it's like mid-August. The rate pay is $15, and usually you work from 10 to 12 hours per week. And the position is usually remote, but we're looking at like the possibility to going hybrid, so doing both remote and in person. So that is the resource assistance, and Jessica's gonna talk about the resource assistant student coordinators.
Hi, yes. Just as Emily mentioned, it's basically the resource assistant job. For the coordinators, you're like the supervisor technically over the resource assistant. So you make sure that the resource assistants are doing their job, that you make like the meetings for them to follow, any updates on the Summer Bridge team, and so forth. So you work closely with the Summer Bridge professional staff on like checklist preparation and programs updates. So there is a whole checklist that the resources have to follow. So just making sure that they're doing it. You facilitate the resource assistant training. You also facilitate weekly staff meetings, facilitate general scheduling session during summer bridge. So that's like a meeting, the big meeting that you help students enroll. Like you guide them through like step by step on how to enroll, what is the enrollment time, and obviously those students don't know. So you like you're fortunate to go to that through all of that and explain what the enrolling process is. Um, and then you also supervise, of course, the resource assistants. So you do have a hub. So depending on how many resource assistants you have like around 5 or 7, depending on how the cohort is. But it's divided in between coordinators. So last year we had 5 coordinators, and we all had like around 5 or 7 students, resource assistants. And so you have those, that's what I mean by weekly meetings. And yes, so you also have to complete administrative tasks, for example, like reviewing paperwork and timesheets. So you do go over their hours. So, for example, the resource assistants would have 10 to 12 hours. You go over like if they went over, so you tell them like, hey, like you're only supposed to do 10 to 12. Or sometimes those hours are always subject to change, just because sometimes work can get a little bit it can pile up. So sometimes you do have more opportunities to work more hours. So that's tentative. It can always be subject to change. So yes, usually we always expand them more to have more hours. But yes, you go over timesheets and all that. As of qualifications, you have to at least be one summer experience of a resource assistant, as you have to like know what the research assistant position entails and so forth. You must be available to work from May until September, since you do help plan like the whole summer bridge, like contacting the summer incoming summer bridge students. So you have to go through all that. So you do start a little bit earlier than resource assistants. Um, and you have to be organized, punctual, flexible with changes, strong leadership and facilitation skills. And as of more details with it for the resource assistant coordinators, is that the application is also going to be in Handshake and Google Forms. The application deadline is Monday, April 4th, week 2, through Sunday, April 24th, week 5. Same deadlines of the resource assistants. The only difference is that you would start June 2nd, week 6, until mid-August, and the tentative pay rate would be 16. You do have a few more hours, since you do have to organize more stuff like meetings, and like changing all the updates. So you would work around 15 to 20. But again, those are always subject to change, because you can work more. Maybe there's more summer bridge students this year, so it's a bigger caseload. So those are always subject to change. Qualification, again, it's at least one summer experience of being a summer bridge resource assistant, and it would also be majority remote. And it could be a possibility with hybrid. And for any questions, you can always email Belle or us. We have been a resource assistant student coordinator and a resource assistant for 4 years. Yes, 4 years. So any questions regarding that, shoot the questions to us, but the main contact is Belle. So you can contact her at m1geroni@icz.edu. But yes.
Yeah, and correction, I think it's for the coordinators, the position starts on May.
Yes, May.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fun experience. It might seem a lot from what we just went over, but every position is fun. I know, even trio, second experience, the tutorings. The everything is really cool to work with Oasis. The community part, building friendships with professional staff, and learning how to be proactive and flexible with your own schedules is really good. So yeah, thank you, and I hope y'all consider also the resource assistant and student coordinators positions.